This is Dan dos Santos, the 2023 Marvel Masterpiece Artist, and you're listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast.
Hello everybody, my name is Ian Taylor and you're listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast for people like this hobby goodness. Gracing many content feeds and becoming a well-known personality in the hobby, if you look up beard in the dictionary, you see a picture of this fellow. You'll also see his picture when you look up the phrase good dude. So I'm thrilled to welcome one Mr. Alonso Alonso to the show. Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. Thank you very much. I'm all right. Now, I've seen you on some content, but not as much as you've been on, because a lot of it is on when I'm in bed, because you're in Florida.
Yeah, and, big time difference.
Yeah, you go on the lifestyle. And much as I try to watch a lot of it back afterwards, I've only got so many hours in the day because of work and because of kids and doing this. So talk to me. Assume I know nothing about you, and some of our listeners and viewers won't know anything about you. What do you do? What's your kind of connection with Marvel cards? How did you get into Marvel cards? Give us your origin story.
Well, bro, the first I've said this story multiple times in other podcasts and stuff like that, but I pretty much started, as a kid, like you have comics and you see superheroes everywhere. Marvel was everywhere. DC was everywhere growing up. It's just part of, that era. And I really got into actual Marvel cards. So when I was a kid, my folks split up when I was young. And my old man moved to Central America to run a couple businesses with my grandfather.
Oh, cool.
So he lived up there for multiple years. And, I was a badass kid, man. My mother was young, trying to, handle me by herself. You know what I'm saying? My dad's in a different country and stuff. So my mom shipped my ass over to, to Central America, live with my dad. So I lived over there for a few years. And the very first, and this was, I was sent over there when I was 9, came back when I was almost 12. So when I got up there, going to the schools, I got enrolled, my old man enrolled me into school, and I would see the kids, trade in these Marvel Pepsi cards, which were the 94 Flair cards. So, I was like, oh, shoot, like, these are really cool, man. Like, growing up, who Spider-Man was, Wolverine, the Hulk, you know what I mean? Like, that's part of the culture. And I was like, bro, I got fascinated with these cards. When you're a little kid, you want what other people have, and you want to have it too. But the trick was you had to collect bottle caps. So you collect the different Pepsi product bottle caps. Back in those days, there wasn't 2 liters like we have now, like the plastic 2 liter with the plastic bottle cap, with the plastic cap. Back then, it was a big glass, bottle, and it had just like a regular metal pop cap. You know what I'm saying? So you would have to collect those, take them to the Pepsi factory in the city, and redeem them, and they'd give you Marvel cards. So that was my first ever introduction to Marvel cards. Okay. And I was about like 9 or 10.
Right. Little pause here. Mind blown. I've seen those Pepsi cards around. I think I've got one of them for Black Cat. I think there's 3 different versions, like depending on where they were released. I didn't know that you got them by exchanging bottle caps. I don't know.
In those countries, man. Wow. Yeah, in the United States, you just go and buy a pack of 94 Flair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for the Latin America over there, it was, that was the vibe,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to redeem. So, dude, I'd be up and down the neighborhoods with all the little local, neighborhood kids with plastic bags, just picking up bottle caps, man. Like every house, hey, we're looking for bottle caps, and we'd go, going through the plastic bins where they throw all the, the bottles, and the bottle caps would fall to the bottom, and you're lifting up bottles, taking bottle cap. It was fun, man. It was cool. And then when you get the card, it was like, as a kid, it was like so gratifying. It's like, man, I just put in that work, and And now look, I got some cards. Now I can go
Yeah.
to school tomorrow and trade. And yeah,
Nice.
it was good. So that's the first introduction to Marvel cards for me as a kid. That's why 94 Flair is a special set for me.
Yeah, nice. Do you still have some of those OG ones that you collected?
Bro, I don't, man.
No.
You're a kid, 9, 10 years old. Like you're just, you're collecting. And I moved back to the States, and then, life changed again. And, you had all the comforts and the pleasures of living in America, that you really, didn't have over there. So unfortunately, no, man. And it sucks, dude, because I had some good ones, man. I had quite a few of them.
Oh,
It sucked. I had
have
the
you?
Wolverine. I remember I had the Wolverine. I had the Cyclops, the Hulk, the Spider-Man. I had the Spider-Man out of that. The Domino with the big gun with that was just
Yeah.
It's just iconic cards that when I look at them, it takes me back to, being a kid, scavenging for bottle caps. So it was cool.
That's cool. I like that. Have you acquired them since?
I haven't, man.
Is it on
I've
your
opened.
list?
I have a lot of 94 Flair. Like that's for sure. I've opened tons of boxes of that stuff, and then I've, and I get my enjoyment with that. But I have not. I have not ventured into that realm yet.
Yeah. No,
I'd like to get a box and open a box and get that experience, but
maybe one day. Never say never. So you moved back to the States. When did you kind of pick up Marvel cards again? Because obviously, I guess the timing of it. If you're probably around the age I think you are, similar to me,
brother. I'm gonna be honest with you. I locked back in with Marvel cards, I want to say in 2017.
Oh, cool. All right.
2017, and I pretty much stumbled onto Marvel cards again. There was this, we went to the mall, went to go watch a movie with the wife and the kids, and this brand new little game and card shop had just opened up in the mall. So I told my wife, let's go in and see what they got, man. See what's good. So we walked in there, and a bunch of vintage games and vintage consoles and stud toys and shit like that. But the dude had in the corner of like the room, he had like this it's like a storage shelf, but it was like fancy. It was like some like a metal storage shelf, and it was big, and he had it all up in the corner, and it was just stacks, like just stacked up raw.
Wow.
Of Marvel cards, and there was probably like 200 of the long boy Spawn cards. Remember the Spawn cards that were they were like a rectangle?
Yeah, the white.
So I love Spawn, bro. I've liked Spawn since I was a kid, man. Spawn was always a big deal for me as well. So so the guy had a ton of cards, and they were like 2 or 3 cents a card, bro. Like they were pennies per card. And I was like, is everything at the same price? Like, bro, you take it, you can go through as much as you want. And I just start going through it, and I start finding tons of 95 metal, like silver flashers, metal blasters, gold blasters, holofoils. There was at least 40 holofoils, in there. A ton of so there's a lot of 95 metal, 94 masterpieces with the holofoil. So there's a lot of 94, a lot of 95 metal, the Spawn stuff. And then there was just some random different sets, like some X-Men and like the 97 Spider-Man, just like a whole mix of stuff. And I bought the majority of it. I bought all the metal. I bought all the foils. I bought everything that was shiny. I bought it. And I brought home, and my wife's like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't care. Just, at that time, I was already grading Pokemon cards and selling graded Pokemon cards. So I already knew the graded card game.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was like, this is going to be cool, man. So I brought them home, and I started going through them. And miraculously, I was like, holy shit, man, a lot of these cards are clean as hell, man. Like, 95 metal's got a strong card stock. Like, they're durable as shit, man.
Yeah.
And I just started picking through them, and I just started sending them into grade, and see what would happen. And And then I remember the first sub came back. I sent all the holofoils from '94. I sent a ton of like silver flashes, which the silver flashes didn't grade well. They don't grade well regardless. A lot of the alternate arts and a lot of the big character base, like, dude, all the big characters were in that stack, dude. Like, we're talking about like thousands of cards just sitting on that shelf. And that's pretty much where I started grading them. And, I would do big live streams to sell, Pokemon slabs live on Facebook. And I would slip in some Marvel cards. It was one of the biggest Facebook groups for Pokemon. It was like 40-something thousand members in it. And I remember I'd go live, dude, and I'd be like, hey, man, you guys like Marvel? Because I love Marvel, man. Like, I don't know if y'all dig it. And everybody was like, yeah, bro, where's the Marvel at? Dude, I'd pull out, a random 95 metal card, PSA. And, dude, I got a lot of 10s, a good amount of 9s. There was always that occasional 8 and 7, that would sneak by. And you'd be like, whoa, something I missed. But a lot of the cards gemmed out and got 9s, and it was great. And I would just put a few cards up throughout the stream, and people would go bonkers for it, bro. This was like I said, 2017, 2018.
Oh, cool.
And then, I would say about when did X-Men Metal drop? What, like 2 years ago?
21, I want to say. 21, yeah.
Okay, so one of my very first modern boxes of Marvel, like, I wasn't into the modern stuff until many years later. When X-Men Metal dropped, it had already ended on EPAC. So this was probably towards the end of 2021.
Yeah.
Because it was already gone off EPAC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I picked up a couple random boxes from one of my guys that I buy a lot of product from on the West Coast. Got a big card and comic store out there, and he's like, "Hey man, have you? I know you because I was buying a lot of vintage Marvel and grading it because it was good. It was a good way to hold some stuff back, make some money, and just and venture into a new realm that I hadn't ventured in since I was a kid. So yeah, dude. So from there, I just started, opened up a couple boxes of X-Men Metal. I was able to get a box of Vibranium, like really cheap before they popped off, and I opened that. A box of anime, actually 2 boxes of anime that I had gotten them for like $200 a box, something like that. It was just my guy had all this product, and he's like, "Hey man, have you tried some of this newer stuff?" And I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know shit about PMGs or, I knew there were numbered cards, but I didn't know how sports, like that sports feel like with modern Marvel. I didn't know that. And I guess, when I got, introduced to that, when I pulled my first PMG and I just started seeing the cards and the art and the numbers and the scarcity with some of the parallels, you know what I'm saying? It was infectious, bro. Like I had to dive into it.
So of those sets that you mentioned, those new sets, you just mentioned you mentioned Vibranium, X-Men Metal, Anime. Which of those was your favorite to open? Because I know what mine is.
It had to be Vibranium.
Oh, interesting. Vibranium. I never got to open that.
Vibranium, and what's crazy is, okay, so the Vibranium box, I actually got that box from another buddy of mine that owns a couple card shops in Alabama, a real good friend of mine, a buddy of mine that goes back many years. We did a lot of business with Pokemon and stuff like that. He had the damn box like in the back, and he saw me starting to do like Marvel content, starting to rip boxes and post about it. He reaches out to me. He's like, "Hey man, I've got some Marvel boxes here at the shop. I'm going to send you some pics. I'll give you a hell of a deal. I can't get rid of these things." I was like, "Okay, cool." So he started showing me pictures, and I think some of the other shit he had was like, it was like a Marvel versus DC box, which I wasn't feeling it. Like, that wasn't for me. But then the Vibranium box was very like interesting because it was small. It looked all cool. It was different. So I started looking into it, and I was like, man, this set is actually pretty badass. So I said, yeah, bro, let me get it. So I bought it off for cheap, dude. Like Dude, I think I paid like $500, $600 for that box of vibranium.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. I've not. I knew
That's in
vibranium had popped.
2001. That's in
Yeah.
2001.
Yeah. I knew. Well, I knew vibranium had popped. Sorry, I'm just standing up because I'm going to grab a box. I knew vibranium had kind of gotten a bit spicy, but 500 a box. Oh, you say that's cheap. For me, that's quite that's quite on the pricey end, but I guess it's relative.
Yeah, compared to now, they're what, like 12 to $1,500 a
Oh, are they?
box. So
Right. Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I
they're
don't
not
track
cheap.
that. I don't track that at all. Really on the prices. That's
And I'm not,
interesting.
and dude, and trust me, I have very few, I have very few vibranium cards.
Oh,
Like once I started finding like different other stuff, I just,
you moved on.
it's nice though. It's got a good array of like the way the parallels are, the colors. It's a nice set. It looks good.
Yeah, well, I'm just sorry. All the sets you're mentioning, I just feel the need to dive into my graded box.
That's a beautiful. That's just a base card, right?
That's just the base card. Yeah, yeah.
Like that's beautiful to me, man. That's a good
It's
looking card.
it's
It's
a
a good
nice one,
looking
isn't it?
design. Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I've got the full rainbow of cap from that set, including 3 of the plates. So it's beautiful altogether. But anyway, anime. I loved opening anime. It was a ton of fun.
It was fun. It was, but by the second box, I quickly realized like I understand its importance and the beauty in it and the design. It's different. It wasn't for me, man. Like there were some cards that were insane. Like I know the She-Hulk was very beautiful. Like there's some banger female characters in the set that look very good. But just the whole vibe, the inserts with the little capsules, it just wasn't for me, dude.
Yeah, fair enough. So, what sort of things have you? Because it sounds to me like you were into Pokemon first. Were you in that kind of because you like really dug Pokemon, or because it was something you enjoyed opening, grading, making a little money on
As
the
a
side
kid,
of?
in America, Pokemon was a big deal. In the late '90s, early 2000s, Pokemon was a big deal. Me, like I had a few Pokemon cards here and there, but for me, the attachment to Pokemon as a kid was the Game Boy games. Game Boy games were the best, dude. Like shit, man. As a kid, I remember during the summer, bro, like trying to find the Mewtwo and the legendary birds. Like it was a grind. It was just it's something you can't you look back and you're like, man, those were good times. Like those times are gone. They're gone. And so that was my attraction with the Pokemon. I actually got into Pokemon as far as I want to say XY Evolutions was about to come out. So I'm going to say 2015, something around there. I got into Pokemon. Just went to the CVS with my daughter. Went out to see it at the Walgreens here in Lake Placid with my daughter. And she's like, Dad, look, there's Pokemon cards. And I was like, oh, it's cool, So we started looking at it. There was all these new packs. And my kid wanted some packs, so I bought like 5 or 6 packs, and we ripped them in the car in the parking lot. And dude, we pulled some crazy stuff, man. Like full art. This was XY era stuff, so it was like full arts and just the vibe. My kid geeked out, and I got hooked, bro. It was like the nostalgia, like just kicked in. So we got out the car, walked back in. I bought every pack on the shelf, and we went home. And my wife's like, what are you guys doing, man? Like 50-something packs, man. It's like almost 2 booster boxes worth of packs. And my wife's like, what are you guys doing with all these Pokemon packs? I have packs of sleeves and top loaders and shit, just getting back into it. And it was so fun, man. And we started like chasing the sets and collecting the sets. And then, I'm an entrepreneur, bro. Like I've been an entrepreneur. Like I've always worked for myself and learned how to build businesses, by my old man. My old man's big into building his own, paving his own way. So I found, I started seeing this and I was like, man, like there's a good business opportunity here with
Mm.
Pokemon. Like I can enjoy it, something I can enjoy, something my kids can enjoy. And if I can make it a business and make it a living, that would be awesome. So I just started diving deep, and I started investing heavy into vintage, vintage Pokemon sealed boxes, like the big high end boxes that are stupid money now. I was getting them for nothing back then. A box that sells today for 40, 50 grand, I was paying 2,000-3,000 for it.
Wow.
So I invested, over like a 2-year span, couple 100,000 into boxes, just grinding little by little, stacking up boxes, putting them away. And then when COVID hit, the market exploded, everything like 100x X, and it just went through the roof. And that allowed me to, liquidate some assets and invest into some other places that I want to, navigate through. And Marvel cards just came back. As soon as I got into it, I saw the structure. I saw the way the modern stuff was. It was like, dude, this hobby has a lot of potential, a lot of opportunity for the future, man. Like the cards are insane. The artworks are awesome. There's numbered cards, so there's scarcity within the parallels, just like sports. And I just like, bro, this shit is awesome. You know what I mean? The artwork's crazy, and I really got into the Marvel stuff. Like I see opportunity for it as an investment for the future, 100%. But it's crazy, dude. Because once Spider-Man Metal came out and we started ripping boxes live, like just to rip them with like all the homies on the channels, I don't know, dude. Like the collecting juices like just started flowing through me again. I started looking at shit like I want that for me. Like I don't give a damn if I sell that. I don't care if I sell like a single card. It was weird, man, because I kind of lost that with Pokemon because I was so locked in for so many years on like just like in the trenches, just grinding, like, buying, reselling, hoarding, stashing, that just focused for like, dude, I was focused for like almost 3 years where I didn't do anything, bro. I was just focused on building up inventory for the future to leave something behind for my kids. And I lost that collecting, like the excitement of chasing something to complete it, to then look back and enjoy on it. And I gained that back with Marvel cards.
Nice. So Marvel cards kind of converted you back to the collector.
It was really weird. And I talked to a lot of close colleagues and stuff that, in the other trading card spaces. And I was telling them, I was like, yo, bro, this Marvel shit is different, man. It has a different vibe to it. It's I don't know how to explain it. It's really weird, bro. Some it may sound cliche, whatever the case may be, but it was great, bro. It was really good, man. And then I got hooked back up with the vintage stuff again. I started buying, tons of boxes of 90MU, tons of boxes of 94 Flair, 95 Flair, 94 masterpieces, 92 masterpieces, 93. And I just started ripping them and just grading cards. Just have fun with it, man. It was good.
Cool. I love it. Love it. So the one thing I've gotten from this so far is that your wife is a very patient woman.
Bro, my wife puts up with a lot of my shit, but my wife knows that I always have the best interest.
Yeah.
For the family long term. Like a lot of people live in the now and they don't worry about what can happen 5 to 10 years down the road. I'm a very, like, my foresight goes multiple years forward. Like if I buy something, let's say there's a sketch card or an insert or a card or something that I like and I look at it, it's something that I don't mind sitting on it for 5 to 10 years. I enjoy it, I always try to look things down the road, man. You can't really look at things like you can see things in the present, but I'm just so used to investing long term, dude, that
much more of that long game kind of lens.
It makes it a lot easier to let's see what the word is. I don't know, man. It just makes it easy to see things in a different light. Because people see this card, oh shit, that card was $200 card. Now it's $50. So people think, assumingly, in 5 years that card's gonna be worth $20. But typically, at least in the trading card markets, and again, there's a lot of data for me to compile in the next 4 to 5 years when I look back at what I've put into the Marvel card. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really give an answer now, but I believe there's always going to be a time for rebounding, man. Things are going to rebound. We're in a really crappy position in the economy, at least in the United States. Inflation's through the roof. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
those are a lot of
three
factors.
Times the US over here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so people don't take that into account, that has a lot of that has a lot of impact on hobbies, stuff that aren't necessities. Because let's be honest, trading cards are not necessities.
No. No, it's an elective choice. It's not something you have to own, no matter how much you feel it. That said, if I was going to offload most of the collectibles behind me tomorrow, I guarantee the video games would be before the trading cards. So in terms of the pecking order, they're definitely up there. What's your collecting goal? For you as a collector of Marvel, what are you going after now? What lights the fire? What you like? Yeah, man, that's for me. I'm gonna keep that.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, brother. There's 4 characters that I PC, and PC, like, I collect them heavy, but I'm not one of those character collectors that I need to have every single card of that character. Yeah. Homies like you, homies like the homie Fausto, shout out to Fausto. Like, y'all boys are like, you guys are designed different. You know what I mean? You guys are different machines. So I just collect what I like, dude. I'm a student of the game, bro. Like, I came into the Marvel card hobby knowing nothing. Like, knowing very little. Knowing, about the 90s sets, which, it's but I just dove in, just, trying to learn it and figure it out. And I'm learning, new things every day. I'm finding new inserts that I didn't know existed every day. And if there's if it's one of my PC characters and it's a card that I like, I just go and get it.
So
but my main thing that I've been focused on for the last 6 months, and it's a totally different ball game. It's a totally different animal, but I'm enjoying that a lot. And as far as investing heavy, I feel like that's where Marvel Cards has taken me, is original art.
Interesting. Okay.
Original art is, I like buying paintings, man. I like buying paintings. I like buying, from some of the top artists that over, the last year and a half, I've been learning a lot of the new artists that are in the game. And I'm very excited to own a lot of their work, and again, that's a different animal, different ball game. You gotta be real patient, because you can go. It's a deep rabbit hole, bro. You jump in and you could fall through to the other side of the planet. You know what I mean? But knowing that, just seeing how crazy people go, like chasing after, buying, spending big money on some of these low numbered parallels, being able to have the painting that these people are going crazy for. Like, to me, that's special. Like, that's, in my opinion, those are the real one-on-ones. Those are the pieces that laid the foundation for the card sets for people to enjoy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, something wonderful about having just I don't own any. Actually, no, I do own a couple. Most of the stuff that I own in that space is prelims. Simply
beautiful.
Simply because I can't afford the finished pieces. I think there's only 2 finished pieces. Well, there are 2 final pieces that I own, but they're not finished pieces because the artist finished them digitally. So they've got,
Okay.
I've got the most advanced it got as a physical form.
So you got like the pencil and the ink, and then they digitally add the
and then
color.
they scanned them and they digitally added them. So that is still the original art because it didn't carry on in a physical form. So I'm lucky enough to have 2 of those. I mean, no, who wouldn't give those on for Simone Bianchi painting?
Oh, you get a Simone Bianchi. It feels like a finished painting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's lovely. Now,
Shout out to Simone, man. I love you, big dog.
Now you've become a bit smitten with Mr. Bianchi, haven't you? I've noticed.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, dude, he's one of the coolest dudes in the hobby, bro.
He is.
Shout out to Matt Datillo, another amazing person in the hobby. Real good dude. He, Matt put me onto a lot of nice things. At a very, he took care of me very well. And just, hanging out with Simone for the weekend, dude, like, the dude's cool as shit, man. Like, he's so down to earth, bro. He's just real cool, fun guy. Like, yeah, he's just special dude. And his art's insane, bro. Like,
yeah.
His art's nasty, man. His art's definitely, it's different. And that's what I love about it. It's got like that, I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like when you see a Simone art, you're like, yeah, that's Simone's work, bro. Like he's like, he's got his own league. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it looks so different to anyone else's work.
It stands out.
Yeah.
It stands out, bro. He's got his own flavor. Just like Alex Ross, that real high, realism. He's got, when you see an Alex Ross piece, you know what it is. When you see an Eric Gist, the EM Gist piece.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Eric Gist's artwork. I consider him, he's top 3 in my my artist, category as far as like who I look up to as far as like an artist and their work and just like the grind that they've put in. So shout out to Eric Gist, man. He's insane. There's just, Dan dos Santos. Shout out to Dan, bro. His art's ridiculous, bro. His set's gonna be insane, man. Like there's a lot of really good artists out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Joe Jusko, the Godfather, Dave Palumbo, real good dudes. There's a lot of good artists in the game, man. We're lucky to have the catalog of artists that we do.
Yeah, yeah. And I tell you what I love. I love the fact that they are in a space where they're able to and willing to kind of interact with the collectors so much. That's a blessing, I think. I think that's, outside of going, if you can go to a con, fair enough, but not everyone can go to those. So the fact that, Simone, I remember back in 2018, 2019, did a live stream on MMC just for the group, just to talk about masterpieces. Take questions from people.
It feels like that gap between artist and collector is like so close now. Like it's very easy for people to interact with the artist.
Yeah.
And I will be honest with you, I think that for one is great for the artists.
Yeah.
It gives them more exposure. More people see their art and more people fall in love with their art.
Yeah.
2, it's great for the collector because they get to get, up close and personal and figure out like where their mindset was when they created this. And it's good for the hobby, man. It's good for the hobby when you can engage with, the people you look up to in the hobby, man.
Yeah.
I think that's very important for, seasoned collectors, new collectors, people just casually strolling in and seeing what's going on. They're like, oh shit, like, man, the artist is live, showing love with the community. Like, that's very important, man.
Yeah, no, it is. It is very important. No, the reason I mentioned Simone is it was the first masterpiece set to drop after I set up MMC, and so that set in particular is kind of very close to me. Probably second only to Masterpieces 2007, which was my first proper Marvel set back in the day.
And I saw you guys had a great interview with him too, man. Simone is a good bro.
I've described him.
He doesn't change. He doesn't change, bro. He's the same dude.
I've described him before as a bit of a mad genius, and I don't mean that in any disrespectful way. But I just wish I could spend a day in Simone's head and just see things the way he sees them. Because it's beautiful. I remember looking at his when we went through some of his pieces with him and also separately on the podcast. We were looking at like some of the worlds that he builds in some of those pieces from 2018. If you look at some of the backgrounds, where's Wolverine? He's standing on that mountaintop. Where's why is Mystique sitting on a floating rock? It's some crazy stuff.
It's the perspective he sees the work in, man. It's just the world he takes it in. And I think that's great, man. Like the comic book art is so important and influential because it got us here. You know what I mean? But some of the work that these artists are doing nowadays, bro, with like the painting, like real, like a lot of the stuff is like museum quality art, and it's Marvel cards, man. So I think we're in a very good era right now where we have we got like that new generation of artists that are going to take this game forward. You know what I mean? Like we had the old school dudes, the Ramitas, the Kirbys, you know what I'm saying? All those dudes got us to this point now, the Simones, the Juscos, like all these dudes taking it to another level.
Yeah, exactly.
At least for me, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I know. I definitely see it. I've been starting to. I mean, I've got my 2018 set down there as far as I'm taking it, but I've been snapping up the occasional PSA card from 2018 masterpieces whenever I see it, just because I want to have something to that's a bit more displayable. Of Simone's work, just so I can look at it.
Oh yeah.
I grabbed one yesterday. Someone was selling one on the group, and it was a Storm Rainbow Parallel, which in itself is beautiful because the EPAC.
That is a beautiful card. That is a beautiful card.
And it was signed by Simone, aftermarket signed, but it was PSA certified, like the DNA or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
the authentication.
I was like, $60. He was like, yeah, cool. I'm like, brilliant. That's never going to leave me because it's Simone's signature, authenticated on an amazing card with an amazing artwork on it. What's not to like? Sweet.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend $6,000 on a card to get a nice piece.
No, exactly. So, who are your 4 characters, or is it a secret?
No, bro, I don't really hold bro.
I don't know, so that's what I'm asking.
No, yeah. So Spider-Man has always been my favorite Marvel character growing up. Spider-Man was Spider-Man, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. Spider-Man and Venom, because it was always like I can remember as a kid watching, the TV series, and you see Venom going at it with Spider-Man. It was just like I got captivated, with that duo. Like Batman, I'm a big Batman fan. I don't really collect Batman.
Yeah.
But I grew up like Batman was probably like my top superhero for most of my childhood. You know what I mean? I'm honest enough to say that. But Spider-Man was always like, second. And as I became older, I really started, I don't know, I just started with the movies and stuff, just started falling in love with Spider-Man. So Spider-Man's a big deal. Venom's a big deal for me. Moon Knight is another one of my big characters, and Black Panther. Those are my top 4.
Oh, nice. That's a nice selection, man. That's a really good selection. Did you? What did you think of the Disney Plus Moon Knight show?
I'm a big Oscar Isaac fan, bro. I think he's a hell of an actor.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was a real. I don't want to curse on your thing, but it was like a real mind cluster. Just just like whoa, like it was different. It was different. The costume looked badass. The fight scenes looked great. They introduced the Scarlet Scarab character, female character, which was great. And now she's starting to get her own comic run. Like they pulled her from the show, and they're doing a comic series with her. I've been seeing a lot of the covers popping up. So I thought the show was good, man. I thought it was solid. Could it have been better? Sure. There's always something you can critique about something. But overall, it was exciting. It was good.
Yeah. Well, they try. You know what I love is what I dig about the TV Marvel stuff that's going on is that they're trying some stuff on there they couldn't probably either couldn't get away with in a movie, or if it fell flat on its face in a movie, then they're never going to be able to do it again. Whereas, Moon Knight, they're having another go at it. I mean, I think they're filming at the moment, or they would
Yeah,
if the
no.
strike wasn't happening. So, brilliant.
And
All
what's
of that.
crazy about Moon Knight is I used to like Moon Knight when I was a kid because my old man, we'd go to the swap shop. This was once where I was already back, from my parents got back together like 3 years after I moved to Central America, and then we moved back to the States.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd go to the swap shop. And as a kid, you like to have comic books. I never read them. I always read them by just looking at the images. Like I'd tell the story by looking at the artwork. So we go to the swap shop, buy a big long box of just all kind of random Marvel and DC cons for like $20, $30. And I go home and I just go through them and look at them and flip through them. And I remember one of those first snags at the swap shop, there was a Moon Knight comic book. I don't remember which one, dude. I've tried so hard to focus my brain what Moon Knight cover it was, but I can't remember. But he just looked badass, like the whole Egyptian vibe. Like it was different because there was no other Egyptian vibe character in Marvel. Yeah. I still don't think there is, unless it's like tied into the Moon Knight storylines.
Yeah.
So I really like Moon Knight, but I was like, but who the hell's Moon Knight? Like you like back in the day, no one knew who Moon Knight was. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, like he was cool, but he wasn't like the mainstream characters like Spider-Man and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then with Moon Knight, just, when I got into cards, being able to, just to pull like a Moon Knight out of 94 Flair. When I pulled that card again, I was like, oh shit, bro, I need to get back on this Moon Knight. These Moon Knight cards are sick. So that's how I got into collecting Moon Knight now. And then Black Panther, bro. I became a Black Panther fan after Civil War, dude. When I seen Black Panther chase down Bucky, in that one scene where he's jumping through cars, and I was like, bro, Black Panther, like, what a badass character. So I started looking into him, and I got hooked on Black Panther, man. Just what he symbolizes, like what he means, like, he's a superhero, but he's a king. He's a protector of his tribe. You know what I mean? So I fell in love with the character. I just thought, and there's a lot of good Black Panther cards.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of good ones. And that's just, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to start collecting Black Panther. I love it.
So I know what my favorite, actually, I've got two favorite Moon Knight cards, and we have talked about this on the podcast before. But I always go with Bill Sienkiewicz one from Masterpieces. I'm having a blank now. Anyway, from Masterpieces. We'll just leave it there because otherwise I'll guess and get it wrong. And E.M. Gist from Blair, 2019. I think his Moon Knight is.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, and no disrespect to any artist. Me personally, and again, this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
Nobody paints Moon Knight better than Gist. We could argue all day about it. The way Gist brings Moon Knight to life, and I've had a conversation with Eric about this. He's like, man, I always fell in love with Moon Knight, man. I always loved to paint him. I always had like a connection with that character when I paint him. Yeah. And you can see it, dude. Yeah. You can see it. Like Sienkiewicz's Moon Knights are amazing. They're the classics, you know what I'm saying? But as far as nobody does it like Gist, bro. Like he's tough to beat, dude. Some of his comic covers are next level, bro. Like they're like real. It feels like clips out of a movie scene. Like the light tones, the horror vibe that he brings to it, man. I geek out on Gist's work all day, bro. And when it comes to Moon Knight, there's none that does it better, in my opinion, man.
Did you get his prints that he did, the Upper Deck prints?
I did get them. I've got some other things as well. With in due time, I'll be able to share with the community. But it's a blessing, man.
Oh,
It's a blessing,
exciting.
bro. It's a blessing.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I
Yeah.
love about his 2019 flair, again, we talked about this before. It's the Eric's skill is such that you can see the weight of the fabric and the texture of the fabric. It's just something
It looks
about the way
alive.
he's done it. Yeah, it does. It does.
It looks alive.
And yeah, no, it's got time for Eric. Eric, come back and talk to us again. Here's a question for you, apropos of nothing, because we've mentioned so many good artists, and because I didn't mention it before we started recording. On the audio version of this, there's always an artist intro. You can choose who introduces the episode, because we've got one from Eric, we've got one from Simone, we've got one from Jusco, we've got Bill Sienkiewicz. Yeah, we've got all those cats, so you can have a think about it and let me know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna pick Dan dos Santos.
You can pick Dan dos Santos, yeah.
I'm gonna pick Dan dos Santos. Dan dos Santos, a good homie, real good dude, insane artist. I'm so excited for this next masterpiece set, man. Like I'm foaming out the mouth, waiting for the upper deck, man. Come on, give us a real date.
Yeah,
we want to give us a damn checklist. Come on, bro. Like
it'll come. Patience. It's like one of those. Was it Star Wars? Patience, young Padawan.
yeah. But hey, man, patience can only, you can only be patient for so long. You know what I mean?
Masterpieces, and we know it's coming, and we know Dan's done it. So I think everyone's patience is pretty good at this point. We've waited this long for it.
See, I'm gonna shout out to the homie Dan dos Santos, bro. Let's go with Dan, man.
Well, Dan, you're at the top of this episode, which you'll already know if you're at the audio version. Doesn't go on the YouTube because it's an audio input. So you've been on loads of content. I think are you one of the guys on Roundtable?
Yeah, I try to. I'm probably the most inconsistent one on the Roundtable. So I try to jump in when I can and show love with the homies, man. But yeah, man, all those guys are great. The content's great. It's a good vibe, good atmosphere. A lot of, we try to promote positivity. It's crazy how it became a small idea and it's turned into like shit. The other day we had our 6 month, we've already been doing it for half a year. So I felt like we just started it, last month, but it's it's been great, man. I just try to show love everywhere I can, man. It's not just about, for me, the hobby, as far as the content creator, it's not just about me. I've got my own YouTube channel, but I don't really promote it. If I can be on this homie's channel that has more of a reach to be able to engage in more of the hobby, I'd rather provide content for that than be selfish and just do it on my, channel, which is, still very small. And I don't have the time to dedicate to build up a YouTube channel like some of these dudes. I don't have it,
Crazy, isn't it?
So I just try to show love wherever I can, man. You know what I mean?
No, what I was leading to, you've just answered. I was going to ask if you did your own content creation, because that in itself, that's a job in itself. As I'm sure you can appreciate, doing.
Yeah, I just like to freelance, man, jump from stream to stream, show love, hang out, provide value to everybody. You know what I mean? No, that's what I'm trying to do.
A little bit of Alonso goes a long way, you could say.
Just a little bit.
Can I very quickly talk about your beard? I think it's fucking marvelous, quite frankly. It's
bro, I get so many compliments on this shit, man. Every day is crazy. But I have random people at the grocery store. Sir, I would love to say your beard's amazing. I'm like, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And even when it's not really combed or oiled up or nothing, it's just bare. And people are like, I love it, man. I appreciate it, man.
I think it's fantastic. Have you always had that as an adult? Or is it relatively recent?
I've always been a hairy motherfucker, man. I've always been hairy, bro. Okay. Since I had a goatee and a mustache at 12 or 13, bro.
Right. Okay.
I always looked at in middle school and high school, I always looked like I was the kid that failed like 3 times and got held back. You know what I mean? So, no, and then the beard, I started growing it, what? I don't know, shit, like 2 years, 3 years ago.
Oh, damn,
I would get it to like this long,
yeah.
and then it would start itching because when you grow a beard, you get to like this itchy stage, and I'll just get time, and man, screw this, I'm gonna cut it off. And then one day I just said, so I'm just gonna let it ride, and I went through a little itchy stage. It lasted maybe a few days, and because once you get to like a certain length, bro, like it's touching your neck, and your skin's gotta, thicken up to it. So I just let it ride. I won't cut it now, man. I told my wife I'm gonna let that shit grow like Gandalf, baby.
Yeah, brilliant. I love it. Do you have?
That's it.
Are there photos in existence of you with massive hair and a beard?
I've never had. I've always had low cut hair, bro.
You've always had right.
I've always been a fade dude, bro. I've always had fades growing up, man, my whole life.
Well, I
never had long hair.
From the age of 23, 24, this kind of just did this. So, did the whole car thing. It's annoying because I'd kind of like the rest of it to go. Because I occasionally I blade shave the whole thing. And that's the most liberating thing. It really is. But there are photos in existence of me, age 17, in a theatre production at college, where I've got the most remarkable hair going on. And maybe one day I'll share it with you, but that won't be.
Hell yeah.
So do you? So I want to do something fun, which I've been meaning to do, and you sound like the perfect gentleman to do this with. We are halfway through the year, and Upper Deck have released more products in this year than they have in the last 5. I think it's fairly safe to say. You look like you've dipped your toe into most of them. Would I be right?
Well, most of the new sets.
Yeah, and all the stuff that's come out this year.
I'm going to be honest with you. I opened a lot of Spider-Man metal. I went stupid hard on Spider-Man metal, and I don't regret a single thing. I pulled crazy cards. AF-15 cut was probably my most memorable moment in the hobby.
That was you.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, the first comic cut. Yeah, on Spidey's channel. Shout out to Spidey Hits, man. That was probably the biggest moment for me. Like,
yeah, that's monster.
Because I remember talking with Justin and Fausto before the set dropped, and we were like, man, those AF-15 cuts are gonna be special, man. And imagine hitting one, and then I hit one. I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, it's crazy. So that was very good. I love Spider-Man metal. I'm a big fan. They killed it on the PMGs. The colors look perfect.
PMGs were good, yeah.
The QC could it have been better? Sure. From what I've been told, I know X-Men Metal was a lot worse condition-wise than Spider-Man Metal. Spider-Man Metal was tough. So I did that. I opened a little bit of Flea Ultra Avengers. I like the medallions. A lot of the other stuff, it was just like, But, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I really haven't opened shit. I opened one box of the new annual. I'm focused on, like I said, the last 6 months, I've been focused on original art, man. Like, that's been my focus.
Gotcha.
And there hasn't been a set that's hit my radar enough for me to want to go crazy on it. Like, Masterpieces, like, the price is going to be high. I will definitely enjoy it and open a good amount of the product, but I don't see myself going crazy with it. Like I may open, hopefully, I don't see me opening more than 3 cases of the set, between physical and EPAC, depending how the achievements are for Masterpiece. I will open a good amount of it, but original art for me, bro. That's my main focus right now.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. Do I take it then you're maybe not so much into the kind of MCU side of things?
No, I'm not at all, man.
No.
Don't get it twisted, Ian. I love the movies, bro.
No,
I'm a movie guy.
Yeah.
I love the movies. The TV shows, some of them are okay. Like Black Diamond was cool. I've opened some Black Diamond. That's a cool set. The Allure was okay. Yeah, it was nice. It felt like I was opening up like NFL Prism or something.
Yeah, Chrome or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But Masterpieces is going to be the set since Spider-Man Metal that I'm going to probably go hard on.
Gotcha. I'm with you.
Premiere looks good. Premiere looks exciting. I
was about to ask if you're a sketch guy at all. If you dabbled in them at all.
I like sketch cards, but I hate shitty sketch cards. Like if you like, and this to me, like Upper Deck really needs to tighten this up. When people are ripping and spending thousands of dollars to rip your product, and you're making sketch cards as hard to pull as they are now, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a good chance there's not one sketch per box for 2023 Masterpieces. There's a very good chance.
It doesn't look like it, yeah.
So the worst thing is when you open a product and you finally pull a sketch card and you pull some shit like a kid drew. That's the thing that bothers me. I'm a fan of sketch cards. I love them. They're super important in the hobby. But at least for me to collect it, like, it's got to be a badass sketch card. It's got to be a sketch card that I'm just like, wow. You know?
Yeah. No, I'm with it. Do you own any?
Is that fair? Is that fair?
No, it's perfectly fair. It's perfectly fair. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing with sketch cards. Everyone's got a different take on them because the whole nature of it is it's subjective, you know. But no, I completely agree with you on some of the QC. You probably won't have had a chance to dive into it yet, but today, as we record, the episode is Steve Charandoff, who's boss of Rittenhouse Archives, and of course, all of their products from 2006 through to 2015, 2016, when they lost the Marvel license. One full-color sketch per box. And the quality control on those, it was absolutely top-notch. Just in terms
Rittenhouse, they move very differently. I haven't opened a lot of Marvel Rittenhouse, but I did invest a good amount of Game of Thrones Rittenhouse, like cases of hobby boxes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've got Case of Inflections tucked away, Iron Anniversary Series 1 and 2. Like, I really like the Game of Thrones stuff, like the way Rittenhouse. So yeah, Rittenhouse is fun.
You should check out the episode, man, because Steve Charandoff is worth listening to, because the guy was at the Skybox back in 94, 95, 96. So he's OG.
You dropped that today, right? I saw you drop that today. Yeah, I'll definitely tune into that today.
No,
check it out.
Check that out. No, I picked up. It's dangerous because the thing is for me, I've not got a big card spending income, but I get attracted by stuff that I know I probably shouldn't go near. And so last year I saw someone selling a really affordable bundle of Game of Thrones autos, and I picked them up, and I've only got about a dozen of them.
They look good, don't they?
Beautiful.
They look good, man.
Yeah, they're nice. And they're actors that, for me in the UK, are big names, because I've seen them on TV over here in UK stuff, or I've seen them on stage or whatever, you know. And the only kind of level of awareness they have outside the UK, I guess, would be things like Game of Thrones. So they're not regarded as that higher end, which is why I think I've got such a good deal on them. But I've got them, and I've got the autograph of Roger Allen, you know, an English actor. He was in V for Vendetta. He does the narration in one of the shows my kid watches. You know, Sarah.
What an awesome movie, V for Vendetta. That was an insane movie.
Oh, V for Vendetta is an amazing film.
That's a classic movie, bro.
Yeah, such a good film.
Remember that movie came out when my first daughter was born. And I remember she was tiny, man, and we laid her in the bed in the middle with us, and we sat back, me and my wife. We were young, man, and we watched V for Vendetta. What a badass movie, dude.
Oh, yeah,
so elegant. Just the design of it, with the fighting, just the symbolism. It was a good movie. It's really good.
Yeah,
I got to watch that again. Thank you for bringing that up, man.
No, I do need to watch it again, actually. I've got a lot of time. This is the other thing I'm very tempted to go into. I haven't got any yet. See, the thing is, with Game of Thrones, I've broken the seal. I've got some. Yeah. Lord of the Rings, I don't have any autos or costume relics yet, but I know I'm going to go into Lord of the Rings because, damn it, I need a Hugo Weaving autograph.
Yeah. I'm a big Tolkien fan, bro. Like
Oh,
I grew up reading the books as a kid,
yeah,
watching when the movies came out.
yeah,
Like big Tolkien fan. I'm big into Star Wars. Like I don't know, but I love all that kind of stuff, dude. All the fantasy stuff.
yeah.
It's
So I'll tell you what I did pick up last year. It's my first foray into
oh
is the CZX Middle Earth set, and I've just got a base set in here, and I've started going after the film sales. I haven't gone after any autos or things like that. I don't know if you've seen any of these, but they're kind of black diamond level in terms of the
okay.
quality. They're absolutely stunning cards. Look at that.
Oh
They're,
snap.
they're absolutely stunning cards. And you can pick up the binder and
That's
a
a
base
high
set.
quality car. How
Yeah,
much
it
is a
is.
box of this stuff running?
I don't know what the boxes are. I honestly don't know. I think they're starting to dry up.
And that's Rittenhouse?
No, it's Cryptozoic. Um,
Cryptozoic. Okay.
yeah, CZX. And they are absolutely astonishing. The promos are ridiculous. I'm still tracking down all the promos, and I did actually. You'll appreciate this, so I'm going to show it off because I love showing. I love talking cards with people. So if you're not into Lord of the Rings, then
Oh,
press,
bro.
press
You
pause.
can show me that shit all day, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna. I rainbowed that card I just showed you. There's four parallels of it. So there's the base. There's a red
Oh,
parallel,
wow. And the
a
colors are very
green, and a
nice. The
silver. Yeah,
green, yeah, and
they're
the
hard numbered
red.
as well. So I think the silvers are 25. The greens are what's that 49? Can't quite see because I'm behind it. The reds are 125. Yeah, yeah. Base is green is 35. No, 45. Sorry, and then you got the silvers. So I had to that image when I saw the card. It's only a 50 card set for the base, but then you've got all these parallels of it. But they haven't gone over the top with it, and the
That's
quality of them
awesome.
is just astonishing. I mean, I've got it in here. I'm thinking I might go for a red set because
Now,
the
I
red
got a
foiling
question
on this.
for you.
Yeah, hit me.
If you were in Middle Earth, what race would you be?
Yeah. Can I say without meaning to be insulting that you'd make a damn fine dwarf with that beard?
Hey, bro,
Um,
I'm telling you, I'm all, I was born in Erebor, baby, under the mountain, baby. I love the dwarves, bro.
just
The
look at the
dwarves are
quality.
the
I've
best.
pulled one of the reds out. Just look at the quality of the foiling on that red. So I'm trying to get it in the light.
Oh no, the texture on it
But it's
looks good.
lovely. It is really lovely. Um, what race? Oh, that's a bloody good question. Blah, 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 blah,
I don't
blah,
know
blah,
if
blah, blah.
anybody's ever asked you that.
No, they
I've
haven't.
always loved the dwarves,
They
man. The
haven't.
dwarves are
Yeah, dwarves are cool. You know what? I think I'm not good with horses. They tend to bite me, so I'm not going to be Rohan. I think I'd probably hang out in Minas Tirith. So
oh
that's
yeah,
just a race of men, I guess. It's probably going to be me. I
yeah.
can't pull off an elf. I've not got any grace about me. Um, yeah, I think, I think I'd be the race of men. One of Aragorn's followers. I could do that. I could do that.
Oh
Why not?
yeah, oh
Um,
yeah.
but no, I strongly recommend that set. The film sales are kind of a bit frowned upon of late in the Marvel space, which I get. But they've done them with the CZX one, but they've done them in such a way. Right, let me just illustrate this. So, there you go. Sorry. I've only got three consecutive, but you can kind of get the gist of it. So if you
Oh
look,
shoot,
the
they look
panel,
good, man.
yeah, the next image you see is the one that's in the middle of the next card. So they kind of move on consecutively.
That's
Um,
beautiful, man.
they're really nicely done, and they're numbered as well at 375, but they're thick. Um, they're just stunning. They really are. I strongly recommend this set. Um, and there's a few fellas in the US. Matt Fuller went big into it because he's big into his Middle Earth sketches.
Shout out to Matt Fuller, bro.
So yeah,
Guy's a legend, bro. Love that guy.
so yeah, I strongly recommend it. I can't remember where we were before we went on that tangent, but that's okay because it's just a conversation, isn't it? Just a chat. If there was one set here's the thing. If they said to you, right, okay, you can only collect one set for the rest of your days. You're going to dabble in one set for the rest of your days. What would it be?
94 Flair.
Is the right answer. No, it's a banging set. Like, I haven't finished my
I'll do this. As far for like my old set would definitely be 94 Flair.
Yeah,
94 Masterpieces is up there too. I'm a big fan of the Hildebrands.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite modern set, I'd have to wait for Masterpieces to come out to get the feel for it. Because this will be like my first modern masterpiece set where I'm engaged in the hobby and I'm there from the pre-order to the release to the
first. You never forget your first. Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't get tired of opening Spider-Man Metal, dude.
Really? Wow.
I really enjoy Spider-Man Metal, man. There's a lot of good things in that set. But this Masterpiece set may change my mind. And again, I've already seen 3 of my PC characters that they've already, shown off. I haven't seen the Moon Knight yet. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
But the Black Panther's ridiculous. Like, I haven't seen a Black Panther with like that sci-fi like feel to it. Like, it's got that. Like, it's different. Like, it stands out to all the other Black Panther arts I've seen.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. The Spider-Man versus Venom, ridiculous. That card's insane. The Miles versus Green Goblin's pretty insane. That Storm. You see that Storm?
Yeah.
There's a lot of good. It's going to be insane. I think this set's going to be. So this may change my mind. This may end up being, but for right now, I'd have to say Spider-Man Metal. Would be for like as far as my modern set.
That's good. So I've got my flares from the 90s. I'm fortunate enough to have 2 of these binders. These binders. Because they didn't do a binder for 94. So I've got 2 of them. So I've got one for 94, one for 95. And I need to get another one of these for the 2019 set. And of course, there's a new flare set coming down the pipe as well. Which I imagine you'll be probably picking up when it comes.
It depends, man. Like, I'm again, I've learned a lot over the last year, and with the amount of shit that Upper Deck's throwing at us, week after week after week, it's real easy to get lost, man. Like,
it is.
You have to have a strategy. Yeah. Like, collecting modern Marvel these days, you got to have a strategy. You gotta rip responsibly. That's something that I like to tell people. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, because you see somebody else going crazy, that don't mean you have to go crazy. There's just so much out there. It's very easy for a new collector to get lost and get like sidetracked. Okay, I'm going to get this and then that and then this. I think people need to sit back, figure out, what do you want? Do you want to collect a premium set? Do you want to collect like a beginner set? Like, do you just want to collect a base set? Like, there's so many ways to go about, and I think with the amount of stuff Upper Deck, and again, like you said, there's a set every other week dropping. I'm just gonna stay focused. I'm gonna let the year play out. I'm definitely gonna play with Masterpieces for sure. I'll probably play a little bit with Premiere. I think the concept of it is cool. I never opened up any of the older Premiere stuff. But again, I don't know how crazy I'll go. Maybe just a few tins.
I'd just try it
just
out.
To have fun with it.
Yeah. I mean, they're beautiful, the tins. The tins are absolutely incredible. It's such a unique way of presenting stuff. And you get two or three sketches.
You get 2 sketches and I think it's like 5 or 6 cards per tin.
That's right.
Which you're paying a big ass premium for just a few cards. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's almost like Black Diamond. You just get one fat pack.
It is. Yeah.
Like Marvel Gems, again, small box, one big pack, a little exclusive. Yeah. So, I just gotta. People just have to stay focused and really. study what you're looking into, man. Like, do your due diligence. Like, it's real easy to get caught up, man. It's real easy to get caught up. Trust me. And especially with EPAC, it's very easy to get lost in the hobby with everything that's getting thrown at us. So,
definitely. Have you been doing Unbound?
yes, every week.
Yeah, you've been doing the weekly. Have I seen you on the weekly Unbound?
Again, I try to pop on as much as I can. Again, I am probably the worst one out of those group of homies to show up every week. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, my schedule was always here and there, so I try to be as active as I can, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do everything every week. All four cards, all 4 achievements.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, we've been doing it for as long as more than halfway through. So
week 30 something now, isn't it? We're probably about almost
we're past the halfway point.
Yeah,
we're past the halfway point. Probably like 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
37, something like that. I can't remember now. The thing is, Unbound year 1 I did, but I didn't buy a single pack. I ended up just trading into
Collected,
it.
just traded.
Yeah, I just did that. Because I found it so stressful with Marvel Weekly, which was their first kind of weekly thing. I did Marvel Weekly year 1, and I was like, nah, that's it, no, just buy it afterwards. So,
yeah, I think the structure they did this year is nice. They got a lot. There's a lot more opportunity to pull cool stuff. Yeah, there's a lot more opportunity, and it's not like you don't have to get achievements to get them. Like, the sketches are tied into the pack, so I think that's brought a new dynamic for people that are like, this is more of a chase. Like, there's more. It's more of a shot to hit something big. You know.
Yeah. I'll just wait. I'll wait until it's finished, and then I'll pick up just a base set. People will be offloading base sets at that point, because I just want 1 copy of each card for the artwork. Because for me, that's what it's about, for Fred and Ian's work.
Shout out to Fred and Ian, man. Their stuff is beautiful,
amazing.
man.
It's amazing.
Their sketch cards are one of my best sketch cards comes from them, and it looks like it's alive, man.
Wow, you got one of theirs.
I got the Black Panther from this.
Nice.
Earlier in the year. And dude, when I look at that Black Panther piece, it looks alive. Like, there's certain artists that bring life to their work, man. You know what I mean? And they definitely do that.
There's something that we haven't done on this show for a long time, and I thought, you know what? Let's bring it back. Do you want to open a pack on Impact with me?
Yeah,
let's do this. Yeah, why not? This is Pack of the Week. So this is something that we used to do back in the day when no one was still around, or Fausto, I think people tend to call him nowadays. And just randomly, we just open a pack just for shits and gigs. So because I'm a cheap fucker, I've chosen to go for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Shang-Chi, great movie.
Yeah,
that was a really good movie.
I need to watch it again. I really need to see it again. But
it was good. Good.
I had a giggle. I'll tell you what I did watch again recently, and I appreciate this might be a bit of a minority opinion. I watched Eternals again recently for the second time.
Dude, I couldn't get through that movie watching it the first time, man. I just didn't. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's a grower if you can get through it.
You got to watch it a second time, so you're telling me I need to watch it?
Basically, yeah. Give it a go. Give it a go. Right, let's open it now.
Good luck.
I don't know. Let's just do it now. Most of these, I think it's 5 or 6.
Let's get an auto. Let's get an auto of the main dude.
It. 6 cards. There we go. So I had to zoom in to see that. Let me zoom in a bit so it gets a bit bigger on the screen, folks. I've opened maybe, I don't know, a dozen of these so far. I think the best hits I got was some of those metal relics, those manufactured ones.
Okay.
So let's just give it a go. I'd love to put an auto, but they are pretty tough pulls on these new MCU sets they're bringing out.
The villain in this movie was pretty cool. What was that dude with the mask, like with the face paint?
Death Dealer,
like the ninja,
Death Dealer,
the death dealer, the death dealer. That's a badass character, bro.
Yeah, and I've got. I did manage to trade all of those 12 packs. Someone had a spare Death Dealer auto, so I've got that auto tucked away.
That's hot. That's a cool one.
I'm happy with that. Right, here we go. Let's see what we
Good luck, bro.
So
Let's go.
This is digital. Now I usually open this on a mobile, so I'm gonna be right. We got a sticker.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. They're I don't know if you've opened any of these physically. I mean, they're a cheap rip. They're a fun rip for that reason.
They've been doing some good work on the stickers lately, man.
They have. In fact, I'm going to get. Let's just pause on that. I'm going to get my shame sheet stuff. This is my shame sheet box because I opened the box physically. Here it is. Yeah, and the quality on the cards, you really can't fault it. The base cards, especially, are brilliant. But here's what the stickers look like. Now, unfortunately, the stickers do curl unless you put them in top loaders, but they are shiny.
Yeah, you got to stick them in card savers. Put them in a sleeve and card saver.
The thing is, for me, I'm not a sticker guy, so it's just with the humidity, it's just gone. But the base cards are absolutely exquisite.
Yeah, they do look nice.
The quality of them is lovely. So, but anyway, that sticker. This is why I think the scans on EPAC never do anyone for justice at all.
Oh, dude, the camera that they use for scans, bro, is like a 1993 Kodak.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's almost like they fax them to each other, isn't it? I'll tell you what, with the state of some of the cards you get, it might have actually happened. Right, let's go for the next one. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh,
what was that back there?
That's Night Adventures. So that's one of those. I've got some of these in hand, and they are rather lovely. Can I find it? No. Yes. Oh, hang on. This is I think it's a. No, I've got no idea. There are different color versions of those. Cool. Right. Digital base. That was a mad fight scene. That fight scene without fighting the building. That's a high series, I think. It's physical. And we've got one more. Digital base. So there you go. There's your pack. So nothing major in there.
I like the sticker. That's my favorite card of that pack. Stickers fire.
So you've actually got 3 physical here. You've got the sticker, you've got the Night Adventures, I think that's physical. And then there you go. I love it. This is a tempting little thing here. It's
a little buy more, bro. Me and that button have deep memories together, my friend.
Yeah, I bet. Oh no, that's a red parallel actually. That's a red parallel, number 1. So what I've tended to do with some of these newer ones is so there we go, that's pack of the week. Welcome back, says everyone.
Very nice.
What I've tended to do with some of these newer sets, and this is going back to your kind of advice from earlier that you were giving, is I tend to find an element of it that I really dig. Like there'll be like a character that I'll go for or an image that I'll go for, and I'll just go after that. So in the One Division set, I think there's 3 cards that I've just chosen to rainbow that image because I dig the image, and one of them is the image of her in her Scarlet Witch outfit.
Yeah, I think character collecting is more important now than it's ever been.
Oh, absolutely.
It's pricey to play now, man. You know what I'm saying? It's expensive to play.
It's pricey to character collect. I mean, especially if you're going after Spidey. He's always going to demand top dollar. There's going to be a lot more people after that character because it's Spidey.
For sure.
Spidey.
That's why you got to have realistic expectations and goals with yourself. You know, you can't you can't go into it thinking, yeah, man, I'm gonna get the 101. I'm gonna get all of this and all of that. You just got to be real with yourself and just enjoy the journey and see what lands in your lap, man.
So for me, with the lure, I'm going after this girl, Lady Sith. Why not? And let me tell you, it's a long journey. There's probably about 15 different versions of this.
Yeah, a little crazy.
It is ridiculous. So I'm going after Sith with a side of Coulson. Which,
Oh, you're the homie.
yeah, which
Yeah.
when you say it quickly, it sounds like coleslaw. But yeah, and I've always got a little bit of time for Hawkeye. So if I see any of those knocking around,
The homie Hawkeye, bro.
I'll grab some Hawkeye. Yeah. Well, this kind of mirrors what I've done with Black Diamond and with the other set. Yeah, Black Diamond's going to be a set. You know, is probably Black Diamond. Masterpieces 2018. I would currently say, and this answer does change, but that's the thing. You do change as a collector, which is what I've been, experiencing, hearing from people over the years I've been doing this. Your tastes change, so we might have this conversation in 2 years' time. You'll flag 2 other products that you like really gotten into because you just discovered them, or because you just finished your journey with Blair.
Yeah.
So for me at the moment, it's Black Diamond, and because it's such a premium product and such a limited product.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Like I said, I've opened a couple boxes. I don't think I've opened 2 boxes of that, and it was good. It was expensive, but at the time I ripped them. But it was good.
It is.
It was good.
So I'm going to be on the Black Diamond journey for many years to come, and probably carry on dabbling away at some PSA Beyond Constructing 2018.
You can't go wrong with 2018, man. It's like I said, man. It's definitely one of my favorites. I haven't opened a lot of it, unfortunately, just the timing. But Simone stuff is next level, man. It's a different.
You've been lucky enough to meet him. I've only had virtual encounters with him, but
he's cool as shit, man. He's cool as hell, man. We went to dinner multiple days and pretty much spent the whole weekend with him. We were just chilling at his booth the whole weekend.
Listen, he when he came on the podcast a few years back, he invited us over to his studio in Italy, and I'm holding him to that. I've got it. I've recorded it. So, and I'm a damn sight closer to him than you guys are. So yeah, one of these days we were actually going to go down to Italy. Summer 2020, we had a trip planned. We were going to go and go fairly near to where Simone is. And then of course COVID happened. So
I want to go to Italy bad. Somewhere I want to take the wife, man. With little kids, man, it's hard traveling with little kids.
Yeah. How old are your kids now? Don't mind me asking.
My oldest is 16, my middle daughter's 11, and my youngest is 5.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. 16. Oh, 16 is the time when it starts getting more grey in that beard, I guess.
More guns.
Yeah. So I was going to say that.
I got a lot of them already.
I didn't want to assume. Yeah.
We're going to have more.
Yeah. Mine's going to be 8 next week. And I swear.
When they hit them teens, boy, they start getting sassy and stuff. And you're like, whoa, settle down now. Slow your roll.
Oh, mine's getting sassy enough as it is. So I dread to think that's going to go. Alonso, where can people find you online? Where do you hang? What's your Instagram? What's your YouTube?
It's Alonso _collectibles, man. Same thing for the YouTube. You know what I mean? A lot of content. I just try to engage with the whole hobby wherever I can. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good content creators out there that are trying to put a positive, the way they put out their content in a positive, respectful manner, and it's engaging, and everybody hangs out. And so it just, wherever, man, you can see me pretty much anywhere, man, just showing love. You know what I mean? A big shout out again to the homie Fausto. Big shout out to the homie Matt Fuller. Us 3, we got together and we decided to create a new event. We had our first stream last Saturday. For the Marvel Trade Night. Yeah, the Marvel Card Trade Night. And it went good for the first one. Again, this was new, like landscape, figuring out, how to have everything organized and, just trying to work the kinks out. So the first episode went really good. That was fun. So now we're gearing up for our first big, like a full day event is going to happen sometime right after Masterpiece releases.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I've
Cool.
already got a bunch of the homies that have reached out that they want to be a part of it, that they're going to have a box or two to rip, and we're all just going to rip boxes together live, and we're going to try to do some trades, man. Like it's going to be a good vibe. I think
Yeah.
the trade night thing is good because you can come to the table and say you rip one box. You know, you don't have to rip tons of boxes. You could just rip one box, and you may be able to trade for some stuff that you maybe didn't pull that you wanted. And that'll give you the opportunity to trade with others and get the stuff that you're looking for, the characters you're looking for. So I think that's going to be a very, very exciting event. It's going to be an all-day event. Nice. So people can, from around the world, they can participate and come and hang out. And so that'll be sometime like right after Masterpieces releases. People start getting their boxes in.
Cool.
The trade night, I think it's gonna be a fun concept. It was really good, the first one. I think now that people have time to get ready, and I think the next event's gonna be huge.
I've got it queued up. I've got it queued up to rewatch because I couldn't make it because of the time difference. Kind of overnight for me. But one thing I will say with it is when you do the second one, try and think about doing two relatively close together, because some people might not get their box in the first week because of shipping times.
Yeah, no, we're gonna make it. We're gonna try to set it. We're gonna try to set it up to a time where it makes sense. Like I've already got probably like 7 homies that got boxes. They pre-ordered. They paid for the overnight, so they'll probably have their shit by that weekend.
That's the thing. Some of them get really quick. Yeah.
Yes, but we're gonna make sure that we do it to where we can have as many people possible joining us throughout the day to rip product, provide the content, and try to do some trading, man. Do some trading. If there's something you don't want to trade, you can buy it. It's that fair game. Money is just as good as trade. Sometimes you just don't have what the other person's looking for, and you put some money in their hands. Now you get what you want, and now they can use that money to go buy what they're looking for. So, I think it's going to be special, man. I'm excited about that.
Cool. All right. Well, listen. Well, is it? And you've got your own Instagram for that. All right.
Yes, there is an Instagram for that. Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll put a link
Marvel
to that.
Card. I think it's Marvel Card _ Trade Night. I think that's what it is.
I'll put a link to it in the show notes. I always put notes on the
I'll send you a screenshot on IG so you put the right one. I think that's how it's spelled.
Yeah, no,
I think it's Marvel Card _ Trade Night.
I've seen it. I've definitely been tagged by it, and I think I'm following it. So I'll find it. It's
okay, cool.
Good. It's not like I have to go for
it. Hey man, all I can say is this: for me personally, the enjoyment of the hobby is engaging with the hobby. Like, there's nothing better for me and more fulfilling to be able to go live with a bunch of friends, open up new product that we're excited together, and just engage, man. Just hang out. And, even if you don't trade or sell shit, as long as you're, we're doing it together and we're able to share the experiences with everybody. Yeah. I think that's what's the driving factor for me. Because I'll be honest with you, man, being active, doing content every week, it's a grind, bro. Yeah. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot out of you. So me personally, if we're ripping product, dude, I can stream with homies all day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't get to do the live stuff as much simply because, a lot of people are on when, I can't feel and stuff like that. But I tell you, the thing that I most enjoyed this year was being on the live for MentorCon.
Awesome.
Because that was running at times I could be on it, and so it was just brilliant to be able to hang and just chat with people and just have fun, show some cards, talk about stuff.
It was a great event, great really cause. Good. Everything was good. Everybody was real supportive. Everybody showed love, and
it was good.
And the boys did a good job with that. They did a really good job with that.
My giveaway arrived at its recipient the other day, so shout out to Patrick Lau, I think that's the surname. who got the 2 books that I sent him to just go corner box covers. So he got those. So, but yeah, no. While we're giving shout outs, I've got to give a shout out to Nathan, True Blue Collectibles, and
Nathan's
Jake,
a homie, bro.
Red Reverse, who put that whole thing together. Because hats off to you. You know, lots of respect for that. It was such a
those are the homies, man.
Yeah,
they show nothing but love and yeah, good dudes, bro. Good dudes. I'm always happy to support a good cause and good people, man. Like, if we don't support good people, then who will, man?
Yeah. Amen to that. Right, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to bugger off because I've got to start thinking about hanging out with the kid because I can hear her outside, which means she's waiting for me to finish.
Throwing rocks out the window. Get off the phone and get out here.
Not quite, but she's got her own way of making her presence felt. Let's put it that way. This has been lovely to talk to you. I'm glad we finally got to hang out a little bit.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the opportunity, man.
Oh, mate, well, you're welcome back anytime. Anytime you want, just come back. What I like to do, I just like to kind of, you'll have heard me say this. I like to kind of, capture a snapshot of who's active in the hobby and kind of an old history of people's experiences, and it's great to be able to do. But also it means that the folks who do listen to this just audio and don't use the YouTube stuff, they might not know you. They can listen to this, and then next time, if you're on with a group of others, they'll know who you are. So, hey, man, for sure. I appreciate the support, man. Appreciate the love, the opportunity, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. Hopefully, we get you on trade night, man. Well, for the masterpiece event, it's going to be an all-day event. And it's going to be on a Saturday. Great. Well, that's even better. As long as the wife's not working, I'm there. As long as my box arrives, isn't it? At the very least, I'll hang out.
No, at least and listen, dude, you may have something on your shelf that someone's looking for. Like it's not just it's going to be focused mainly for masterpieces, obviously, because of the release. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that nothing else besides masterpiece can be traded. So
well, listen, it's going to be great to be able to see people opening stuff.
That's what we want to see, bro. Like I want to. Man, even if you only got one box, come share with us. Come enjoy with us. You know what I mean?
I think that's all I'm going to be getting. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But
there you go.
It's all good. I know what my goals are. I know what I'm going for. So, and they're fairly modest goals. So, if I put anything that's a banger, it'll probably trade me quite nicely towards that goal. So,
and you got a nice black cat to chase too.
Oh, don't even get me started. I kind of need.
That thing is so sexy. Oh, that art is so sick, bro. The way Dan paints women is like it's on another level, bro.
It's on my feet and heart. I kind of need them to bench her for a set, so I'm hoping she's not in premiere because she's in beginnings, and there's more parallels than Spidey Metal, which I didn't think was possible, and masterpieces, obviously, and that's going to be a difficult one for me. So yeah, if she's not in premiere, I will be a happy man.
More than likely, she probably will.
She probably will be because they keep doing it to me. Every time I remember when they sent me the beginnings checklist. I opened it and I was like, so yeah. Anyway.
And but the other side of you, the dark side of you is like, yes.
Yeah, the dark side of me is coming like,
PayPal account.
Come to daddy. Cool. All right, I'm going to let you sign off. What's the one thing you want to tell the viewers and the listeners at the end of this week's wonderful episode?
Shout out to the community. Love all of y'all. Rip responsibly. And as always, enjoy collecting, baby.
Thanks for listening to the Marvel Card Collectors podcast. Tasting notes and visuals for each episode can be found on our Facebook page. We're on most social media at the MCC Pod, and you can also watch the video of each episode recording on our YouTube channel. Leave us a voicemail via our home on anchor.fm/MCCP. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. Please take a second to subscribe, like, and review our show wherever you find us. Our Facebook community is at MCCW, Marvel Card Collectors Worldwide, and MMC, Marvel Masterpieces Collectors. The great music we use on our audio version is called Rocket Power by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks to the collectors, artists, and creators who support the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. We'll see you next time, and remember, it's a small hobby but a fun one. Make mine Marvel and enjoy collecting.